From WFRB TV Local 5, your local election headquarters, this is Newsmaker Sunday with your host, Tom Zaleski.
Good morning and welcome to Newsmaker Sunday. I'm Erin Davisson filling in for Tom Zaleski. 2 years ago, the voters in Green Bay approved a major school improvement spending plan. The $68.2 million referendum passed in April of 2017. The Green Bay Area Public School District used part of the money to build a brand new Baird Elementary School on the city's east side. Improvements were made to other schools to modernize the learning facilities, which district leaders say helps the learning environment across Green Bay. And joining us to talk about the improvements is Green Bay District Director of Communications, Lori Blakesley, and Executive Director of Facilities, Michael Stengel. Thank you both so much for being here. So, lots been happening. Looks like the district has been busy with improvements. Tell me, what has been accomplished?
Well, in the past 2 years, we've worked on 17 different schools. Some of the schools had multiple projects, and we've completed projects that have handled some of our overcrowding on our east side of our district, improved learning environments, and improved safety and security in our schools.
And one of the big projects that got our attention was the new Baird Elementary School. It's a beautiful facility. Describe the old Baird compared to now what's available to students in the new school.
Yeah, there's a drastic change between the two schools. The old Baird was a very dark school, very small. It was 45,000 square feet. Compared to the new school, which is over 100,000 square feet. The new school has a lot of glass, open spaces. The other thing it has is a flexible learning spaces so that the students can work in their classrooms, but then there's areas for them to go and work outside the classrooms and have different learning type styles that they can use throughout the day.
We're looking at the facility right now, and you can just see the difference. Michelle, was it a difficult decision to replace the old school and come up with a new school for the district?
Baird School was a need that was there for a long time. It was a facility that had no longer really serviced the needs of our instructional, the way we instruct students, right? I mean, it was overcrowded. There were very small spaces for the staff to work in. So a new school was needed for some time.
And my apologies, I called you the wrong name. It's Lori.
Okay.
Other schools are also in need of improvements. Describe the need at Eisenhower.
Well, Eisenhower was a very crowded school, over capacity. So we added classrooms to that school. We also added flexible learning space, and the entire school got updated furniture for flexible learning spaces also.
And Lori, many of the schools in Green Bay were constructed in a different era. How important was it to make these facilities updated and perhaps energy efficient?
That was really important. Mike could probably better speak to some of the energy efficiency pieces, but I think one of the things that was really interesting when we looked at the old materials from the Baird School when we did the open house was they talked about the fact that there were fewer windows because that's how they were conserving energy in 1969. And now we look at the fact that we have windows that are able to provide that energy efficiency, and so we're able to provide all that natural light into our schools. I know Mike put in a lot of really neat features such as timers on our lighting system, so when lights aren't needed, they're not used. I think you said the one room it actually dims so that it's only using the amount of power that's needed for the light because of the windows bringing in so much natural light. So LED lights, there are a lot of things that you did.
Right. Years ago, a lot of the schools, they blocked off windows trying to save energy, and studies showed that it was kind of backfired because not only did they not save energy because they had used a lot more energy with lighting, the rooms got very dark and dingy, and there's a lot of studies that show that improved lighting, a lot of natural outside light improves students' achievement. And we found out that our highest cost in our buildings is electrical. So now we have energy efficient LED lightings. There's a lot of times that light fixtures can be turned off or dimmed so that we don't use as much electricity, and that is our highest cost in our utilities.
No need for the principal to run around turning off lights then.
Yeah.
Right, we have all of our classrooms throughout the districts have occupancy sensors, so if the room is vacated, then the lights will automatically go off.
And any cost estimate, like what the savings might be for those energy efficient features?
We haven't done a recent one with this a new set of projects that we've done, but over the years, we have been estimated that we've been saving about $1 million a year in energy costs.
How phenomenal that is for a school district that's, you know, always aware of costs, especially for the district and for the taxpayers as well. And unfortunately, one of the considerations that needs to be taken into account these days is safety, and safety in a way that wasn't a factor when we were kids, perhaps. Tell me about the safety features that had to be changed in the schools.
Well, many of our schools already had secured offices where if a parent or a guest came to the school, they would have to check into the offices first. But some of our schools still did not have that feature, where the offices were located more in the central part of the school. So the referendum helped us complete making secured offices in all of our schools. So now when a visitor comes to the school, they're directed directly into the main office. They sign in. If they don't have any business in the school, then they can leave right away, or then they can get checked into the school. The other feature that we did at Baird, which was a big safety feature, is that we separated the bus drop-off and the parent drop-off. The old Baird, everyone dropped off at the same location. It was very congested. Kids were crossing the street. It was not a safe situation. So in the new school, we have bus drop-off at one end of the building and parent drop-off at the other end, and it's a much safer environment.
And what has been the reaction so far to some of these improvements, and with the parents of the Baird Elementary students? I'm thinking perhaps they must have just been wowed by this new school.
Well, we had open houses, and we saw a lot of parents and kids with big smiles on their faces.
Yes.
And it seemed like a lot of students were happy to get back to school.
It was nice too when we had the open house on September 8th, in which we invited the community in. We estimate we probably had between 1,200 to 1,500 people who came that day, which was surprising to us. And overwhelmingly, I mean, people were very, very positive about the school, and it was exciting to see not only former Baird students, but even some future Baird students who are coming out to see what the new schools look like. So
we're looking at the video. We're looking at the big crowd of people who were there checking it out, and looking at some of these beautiful features, which we will continue to talk about. I'm speaking with Director of Communications for the district, Lori Blakesley, and Executive Director of Facilities, Michael Strangle. We'll have more with them when we come back.